Your countersuit. How do you get to 525?
So I had to take the garbage to the dump.
What garbage?
If you look in Exhibit A in the photos, you'll see all the garbage that was left behind.
I'm gonna open it up.
Yeah, I mean, you left the place a mess.
I never left a mess like this in her house whatsoever. This is completely fabricated. This looks like, because this looks like these noodles here or whatnot, this looks like what was on top of a computer desk or whatnot. But all of this, I did not leave her house like this. There was a dresser there, a computer desk, our beds were in the middle, there was a clothing closet here. None of this was on the floor like this when we left. It was all still put together because I only took 3 outfits that belonged to myself and my daughter.
So you weren't planning to move?
No.
How old is your daughter?
My daughter's 11.
She had an iPad.
Yes, Your
You
Honor.
listed it as $100.
Yes, Your Honor.
What did you do with the iPad?
Her daughter had the iPad in her hand on the 18th when she left. She had a computer, she
The
had a
plaintiff is
tablet.
lying about that?
Yes, Your Honor.
We don't disagree that there were things left because you two admitted you left stuff at her house. She admitted that you did. You have the burden. You got to prove that these things existed, first of all.
And
you don't have that.
All of those receipts were left in her house.
The biggest line item from your list here are Xfinity cable boxes and modems.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you were charged a fee for not returning them?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you got to have proof of that.
So I have my Xfinity bills here.
Okay, Officer Monajano, could you grab that for us? Ms. Gonzalez, were there any cable boxes or modems in the room?
No, ma'am, she returned those.
So these bills, you say, will show that you were charged for 3 cable boxes and 2 modems?
Yes, Your
For
Honor.
failure to return them?
The last page, the bill, the final bill, the disconnect notice on the back of it has unreturned equipment fees.
This shows $270 of unreturned equipment. You've listed over $1,200 of unreturned equipment.
The other part of that is the bill that we were both responsible for.
You gave us a list that says 3 Xfinity cable boxes with remote and 2 Xfinity Wi-Fi modems.
That is what was left in that bedroom.
But you were never charged for those.
I was not charged for 2 of them because 2 of them had been returned. I'm thinking maybe the one that was in her room and the one that was in her father's room because there's still a cable box there.
But you
and a
knew when
Wi-Fi
you
modem.
prepared this that you had only been charged for 2.
No, Your Honor, I did not.
When did you prepare this?
It was prior to me receiving that Xfinity bill.
No, it wasn't. The billing date on this bill is January 12th of 2024.
I'm saying it was prior to me going to Xfinity and having them printed out because all of the bills had originally went to her house.
Okay.
What's a Musa hot? What is that?
It's a giant pot.
Okay, you said you had a pot?
Yeah, there's a pot in that box. I'm not
Okay.
gonna lie. I mean, there's
Okay.
one in there.
Are we good?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to excuse the parties while we deliberate in this matter.
Ms. Dampierre, Ms. Gonzalez, we have deliberated and reached a unanimous verdict. These cases with missing belongings are very tough because they present a circumstance where there usually is a lack of adequate evidence because someone can't take photographs of things they claim they don't have. And we don't always have receipts for everything that we purchase or the ability to prove everything that we've bought. However, we were really troubled, Ms. Dampierre, that you didn't have any proof of the things that you claimed. With that said, you're clearly entitled to the property that you left at the defendants. However, it is our understanding that the 2 of you ladies now live approximately 600 miles apart. And so in order to retrieve items is going to be much more burdensome given the distance between the 2 of you. So instead of ordering the pickup and return of the items, we're going to do our best to ascribe a value to the items that Ms. Gonzalez admits are in her possession and of which we have some basis for computing a value. So those include the television, the freezer, some clothing, the dresser, and adding all of those up, we come to a total of $750. So our verdict is in favor of the plaintiff on your complaint for a total amount of $750. Ms. Gonzalez, under the circumstances, we're not going to award anything on your counterclaim. We just believe that it would be inequitable to offset the amount of the value for cleaning fees under the circumstances, including because you cut off communication and made it impossible for her to come retrieve the items and stay out of court. So the verdict is in favor of the plaintiff for the amount of $750, and the counter complaint is dismissed.